Hey, welcome back to Say You Look Tired. I'm Martin.
I'm Dan.
Hopefully you are having a good end to the week. Should be this one. This one will be in the holidays, so everyone will definitely be relaxed, definitely be chilling. And I just think it's nice with I think half terms are good. Obviously, everyone loves a holiday anyway. But I always think the term holidays are nicer because half terms go so quick, don't they? Like a week just bang. Where with this, you look and go 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Like I can do stuff.
Yeah, you can actually go and do plans and have time on the other side of
Yeah,
it rather than when you've got your week and you've got something planned. Maybe your plan during your week is halfway through the week or at the end or on the Thursday, Friday. So you're like, I want to go and do the thing. And then when you do it, it's Sunday.
yeah.
It's Sunday. Whereas if you've got a 2 weeker, you could have something good and then you've got like still have time to have, downtime. So like if this is this one going out on Good Friday?
I'm not too sure. Be next Friday.
Yeah, Good Friday's next Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Good Friday, everybody. I just think
Scary how
of like
fast
my
Easter comes round.
you what?
Scary how fast Easter's come
Oh
round.
my God, I know. Like, Easter for me, like I won't be able to have a chocolate egg this year. By the
Because
way,
you're doing
everyone,
your prep.
I'm actually I've not mentioned in the podcast. I'm gearing up to do a photo shoot for my coach Keegan, and I've never not for him, it's for myself, but he's through his company. But like I never thought I'd ever do anything like that in the gym thing, and but I said I'm gonna like bring my personality to it. But I've never thought I'd be able to do anything like that, which is why I'm like, I'm not having an egg at Easter. I'll buy one. I'm gonna buy one and save it for after because
Have you
it's
picked
not
it
gonna.
out? Have you picked out the one that you're going for?
No, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. Well, when I say I buy it, my mum will buy me one, and I'll just have one of them. It'll be whatever one my mum buys me. She always buys as an Easter egg, and I can't not have it. But I remember like, do you remember when we went into the first lockdown?
Yeah.
It happened just before Easter.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember going into the Sainsbury's and they were all reduced. And this was before I started like my new way of let's live healthy.
So you're
And I
doing
went in,
backflips
Martin.
then?
Oh, yeah. I went in and I bought loads of them. And I remember sitting here one day because, we all thought we were going to die with COVID. And
Yeah.
I remember I had 3 Easter eggs in one day. And I was like, I feel sick. I feel sick. And I had like the chocolate bars with it. But Easter egg chocolate tastes different than normal chocolate. It tastes nicer, I think.
Do you know what? I think it did used to, but I think the last couple of years, I just sounds stupid, but I think chocolate just in general is just getting worse. Like, I was
Really?
never a fan of dark chocolate. That's my go-to now because I just find chocolate just so not like sickly, like, oh, it's so sweet, just like sickly where you're like, this is cheap and nasty.
Mm.
Cadbury's like is every year I think it's getting worse.
Oh no. See, I've not had it in the last time I had chocolate was at Christmas time,
Mm.
and I opened what I thought was going to be the usual festive box of Quality Street, and what I was greeted with was boring wrappers. They used to have the foil. It wasn't. It
Oh
was
yeah.
no shiny paper. It was all a matte finish, and it just took away the experience.
Do
Like
you,
normally you want to be sitting there with something on the TV and the pile of shame
yeah.
beside you with all the rappers. No, I was like, whatever.
Do you
Yeah,
know
like
what
I
I
did.
do think though? Like with it all, like when it comes to Quality Street, when it comes to Easter eggs, when it comes to Christmas, one of the best things about it now is how long they keep stuff out for. Like the 1st of January, they had Easter eggs. And like, I think what's brilliant about that is, when they used to be out for like just 2 weeks before it,
Mm-hmm.
your willpower had to be strong, didn't it? Because you'd be like, I can only get these for 2 weeks. I can only get a
Yeah.
cream egg for 2 weeks. I'm going to have loads of them. Now it's like, I can have one whenever I want. Turns out
Yeah.
I didn't want one. Like, same
Yeah.
with the
No.
Quality Street, like all of it. Like, Quality Street was like, it comes out for a little bit and all these special stuff. Now it's always round and you're like, man, like, I'm all right.
Whatever. Yeah. I know, yeah, you had that 2 week window. You're like, yeah, let's eat it all. Let's eat it. Whereas, yeah, like you say, it's always there. Mine, the local shop in Ballycastle had Easter eggs out before New Year. I
That's
saw
mad.
them. You had a few hours, like, Jesus is barely cold. I mean, sorry, he's only been no, wait, I got that wrong. Jesus has only been born and already we're putting him on the cross. No, absolutely not. Get them eggs away. I used to love a cream egg. I can't stomach them now. I can't even. Ugh.
I just dunno, I think it's as you get older, probably your taste buds change, but I do think I'm not a big conspiracy theorist with stuff really, but like when it comes to chocolate, I'm like that is that has gone downhill. Like
Mhm.
it's dead hard for them to get cocoa beans now, and you can tell. Like you see all online like the dangers of palm oil and stuff like that. Like I'm not one of these who's like, well, you got to look at this and you got to look at that. I think everything in moderation,
Mhm.
but you can tell that. You can tell chocolate that's made with palm oil because you eat it and go, that's a bit rubbish. That.
I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Yeah, it is. You can just tell like the standard with it just drops
Mhm.
because they're replacing cocoa with
Why?
it's cheaper.
Oh, right. See, I didn't even realize this was the thing.
Yeah, it's cheaper, and you see all things where it'll tell you like there was a guy I saw on TikTok, and he went through chocolate that does have it and chocolate that doesn't have it,
Mm.
and I just remember once being like, oh, like it was like a real cheap brand of I can't remember if it was Tesco or Sainsbury's or something like that doesn't use it, and I was like, do you know what? I'll get theirs, and I ate it, and was just like, yeah, this is nicer than
Mm.
Sainsbury's, which is mad.
I I used to love a cheap bar of chocolate. Like, I remember back in the day when I was at uni, my undergrad, and I had nothing. I had nothing at all. I was always going to, like, Tesco, and their Tesco own brand used to be in, like, a blue no, yeah, blue, white, and red pack.
Yeah.
Like, Tesco own, you could get a bar of their chocolate for, like, 30p. And I was like, "Yes, get in." My friend and I, one Friday, we had about 4.50 between us. £4.50. And we went and we got biscuits and we got loads of stuff. We got a packet of ham, I think, and bread.
Nice.
This was 2004. I don't think you could do that these days. But we were able to feed ourselves.
That's the big one, isn't it? And I think with it all, talking about like the holidays, everything like that, always makes me think about like life outside of school. Like loads of teachers will be gearing up for these holidays and they've probably like
Mhm.
geared up. Well, I suppose they're not geared up anymore. They're halfway through them. Sorry. But like teachers live for the holidays, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's because sometimes like it's almost that thing, isn't it? Of like, I'll work, and then I'll have some time off. And there'll be
Yeah.
loads of teachers who've spent this first week just like blobbing, brain
Mhm.
switched off, scrolling on the phone, lying in bed, lying on the couch, not enjoying themselves, just
No.
like almost recovering from the last term.
Yeah. And then also feeling guilty for having the time to sit around and to look after yourself. 'Cause, you might go online and you'll see that so on TikTok's been in. But, what I've said these days is people let you do you.
Yeah.
You do you. Whatever works for you is fine, as long as you are the standard of life that you want for yourself. Like, you should be able to sit and rest. And I used to always count down the days until the next break. I remember I would come back after February half term and be like, "Oh, it's X amount of days. Get us there. I'm done already." After the first day, I am done. Whereas, you should be able to have at least a bit of a life
Yeah.
after 3:30. But there'll be days, even days now, when I sit down at the end of the day and they've left, the children have left, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what was that? What was that?" And like, I've been out of full time for 2 years now, and I may be going back full time and when I move to Manchester. But
Part full
well,
time.
4 days, 4 days, 4 days, and it's so hard to pick yourself up out of that when you've had a day when behavior has just been insane. The day is due. You have to you marking books. To the thought of sitting marking books after school is just exhausting, especially when you've got more than one set to do. Or
Yeah.
you've got a staff meeting. So I was, you know, the school I was in the other day, they had staff meeting after I was finished with them, and I was like, oh my God, we were all exhausted, and they were like, none of us have the energy for this. And I went, I get you. I know what this is like. And like when you get home, there's days whenever, especially in the last 5 years, when I would get in and I was that tired, I'd rather not eat because
Yeah.
I did not have energy, and I used to not allow myself to sit down because whenever you get in and sit down, that's it, it's game over.
Oh, yeah. Like, I remember many a times I sat down on the chair, not even like scrolling on a phone or anything like that. I'll tell you, like, I'd sit down on a chair and then I'd just be like, I'm not getting back up. Like, I'd be there
Yeah.
for like an hour.
No,
It's
you're like, that's it.
it's
And
mad,
like
isn't it? And
scrolling is one of them things as well that just takes over. I'm trying to push it down, but like you, are some of our works on socials.
that's the killer for me. Like, most of the work's on social media and it's fine that time, but I only really use Instagram. But Facebook, because I've linked it, kind of picks it up, but I don't really use Facebook that much. Don't
Mm.
really use TikTok. Don't you really use Twitter or anything else? So I have limits on all the other ones.
Hmm.
Like I have a limit on Instagram as well, but it's like 5 hours. But that's because I can be working for five
Yeah.
hours on it. But the rest of them
Mhm.
have only got like half an hour. And if it
Oh,
pops up
that's
and
good.
goes, "Oh, you've had half an hour on this," like you over the and it's over, it tallies it up during the day. So if I'm on TikTok and it pops up and it says, "Hey, you've spent like half an hour on TikTok today," you just type your code in and can carry on watching whatever you're
Mm.
watching. But I found I was always hitting them all the time.
Yeah.
And then as time goes on, I hit them less and
Oh,
less
that's
and
good.
less. On the moment, I just put my code in and carry on. But
Mm.
over time, like in your head, you're obviously the back of your mind's thinking about it, saying, don't scroll as much. You know, you're putting it down more. I never hit any of them now.
Oh, wow.
I have them on the anyone who's struggling with like social media and that. I have them on the second page or the third page because you always go
Mm.
to what there are. And if anyone finds that they are really bad on TikTok or Instagram or anything like this, one of the like maddest things you can do is rearrange your home screen and put it on the second page, and you will be shocked at how many times you unlock your phone and your thumb hits whatever you replaced like
Yeah.
TikTok with, and it comes out. You're like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that," but like your thumb just automatically does it. The same way, like my wife, like if ever I've got like she asked me to go on a phone, like, "Oh, could you find this?" Even though I know the code for her phone,
Mm.
I always get it wrong the first time because the minute I pick the phone up, I put mine in.
Yeah.
Like and I have to physically like stop and go, no, like it's this one. And it's the same with that. Like you just hit TikTok or you hit Instagram and you're like, whoa, like I was coming on here to, you know, text someone back on WhatsApp. Like, what am I doing on TikTok?
I know, wasn't that as adults, you think we'd have more willpower. Like I'm trying to get to bed at a decent time at the minute, and I am, but it could be better because I get in and I use my phone and my alarm on my phone for to wake up in the morning. And I'm like, oh, I'll just have I'll have a wee scroll. And then there was one evening last week where I kept it, I'm telling you now, it was the best role of Reels of making me laugh. And it is I laughed out loud, which is rare for me to do by myself. And 45 minutes had passed. It was like quarter to 10. I was like, I need to be asleep. I need to be asleep. But because I've been laughing that much, my mind was like, ah, that was funny. That was funny. And you catch yourself. It wants, social media wants you to stay on it. It wants
Oh
you to
yeah.
keep it.
Have you ever watched the documentary which Netflix did? Like the social media dilemma?
No?
Oh, if you watch it, it's mad. So it basically explains about the goal of social media. And it's basically that idea of like, there is always someone paying. So if you aren't paying for social media, which no one is,
Mm.
like if you aren't paying, then you are the product, not the consumer. So like everyone on Instagram, everyone on TikTok, everyone there isn't the product. We're the product. So
Mm.
they want us
Oh,
on
okay.
there as long as possible so that they
Yeah.
can show us ads. So that's why it's all about the two things are things that can keep you on there and
Mm.
things that can get you on there.
Yeah.
And so that's
Oh.
why notifications, like I don't have any notifications on my phone apart from WhatsApp and text.
Do you know I've actually taken my WhatsApp notifications off? The only
Yeah.
notifications I have, what are the notifications I have? Oh, just no actual normal text messages. That is it. And telephone calls. I
Yeah.
take it everything off because when I see it, I'm like, oh,
Got to
wait.
respond. Well, that's it. I don't on WhatsApp. I don't have any group messages. There, like I
Mhm.
check when I am. It's just texting, like so. It's a normal text on me, but
Mm.
it's shocking how like I can't remember what it was. I think I switched phones or something a year ago or whatever, and it brought all the notifications back on, and I couldn't be bothered switching them off straight away. And I
Mhm.
think in an hour, like my battery was half gone with the amount of notifications that were coming through, and it was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
oh my god, like I'd be demented.
Oh my God, absolutely. I remember the first one I switched off was Instagram and
Yeah,
Facebook because I get them through my Mr. Mac page, whatever. If I put something up and then it's like, or something, and I used to love it back then. Like, oh, this is great, everyone's loving it. But whereas I'm like, oh my God, my phone keeps going on and on, and it was warm. The phone was actually warm, and like that's the thing. Do you know whenever I'm teaching, after I was finished the school day, I wouldn't sit and scroll on my phone. I would
no,
tap it to check and hit music, but I wouldn't sit and scroll on my phone after school if I was in school. I was like, right, let's get stuff done. Where I would fall down is the chit chat. When you're sitting around and
yeah,
you have to debrief at the end of the day. And like, I'm not gonna swear on the podcast, but ages ago we used to have like a debrief, and I would come in and I would go, ah, whatever the deal. And I would say, right, who wants to turn to go into the cupboard and swear? Let's see who wants to go into the scream. Because but there was one day, and like I spoke to my TA about it recently, actually, at my birthday party. Dan, I remember the day you were so tired that you couldn't even drag a sentence together. It was almost like you were buffering. You were like, uh, what was that? Oh, and I had to like sit down in my chair. I couldn't think. And I was like stammering almost because I was exhausted. I went, I think we need to go home. I
yeah,
think we all need to just go home. I went from being like chirpy chappy like I am right now to like stuttering, not being able to drag a sentence together. And there's little things. And when you were saying on our previous podcast episode, we're saying like when emotions are high, your intelligence is quite
yeah.
low, my patience is low. I remember the one thing that would annoy me after school is if I wanted to print something and I
Oh,
went to the photocopier and something was printing out and I see, two of 650 and I'm like, but that's that person's only time to do it. And I'm like, no, no, I only wanted 30 of something that I need for tomorrow. And I would be like, or you go to the photocopier and it says paper empty and the person's just left the drawer open. And the paper was never beside the printer. I had to walk all the way around,
yeah.
go and get it, come back, and like, the person's just left it there. And I'd be really, really, really annoyed. But I wouldn't go on my phone after school. I would sit down with my TA, Kerry and Ellie, both the two of them, and we would go, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that? What do we need to do for tomorrow? Right, let's get the music on, let's pick ourselves up, and let's go for it.
And that's the key, is it? I think a lot of teachers can do that. It's when they get home, isn't it? Like it's when you get home, when you're drained, when you're starving, pulling into Mackey's, pulling into KFC on the way home. Like that's always the bit, isn't it? Like,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's just about finding that little bit which you enjoy. Re
Mm,
like obviously, if you've got a family, if you've got a wife, if you've got kids, if you've got mum and dad, dogs, pets, whoever at home, there's always like a reason to go home. But I think
mm,
sometimes it's like finding those reasons for you, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's going for a run, whether it's hobbies, whether it's reading a book, like it's finding things to give you enjoyment during the week
mm.
that
Yeah.
then don't mean that like let's be honest, half term is never and holidays are never not going to be like the best thing ever.
Hmm.
But there should never be a point where you're 3 weeks out from it, like going, oh, just get me there.
Hmm.
Like I know like people who sometimes like reach out to work with me and stuff like that, we always have a Zoom call. We always have a chat, get to know each other, see whether it's going to be the right fit.
Mhm.
And it always doesn't shock me or surprise me, but it always makes me feel a bit sad when I'm like, oh, let's look at getting something in the diary. And they're like, oh, can we do it in 3 weeks? Because then it's, Easter or
Oh
Christmas and I'll
God,
have some
yeah.
time. And you're like, what? Like, you're telling me this whole week, like, you can't give yourself half an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, and to me, it's always a bit sad in that point where it's like, you got to put yourself first a bit more.
Mhm.
Got to put yourself first. You've got to, like, always change your narrative to always say you matter, because I think a lot of teachers don't think they matter.
No. No, all the worth is in the job, and when
Yeah.
you're in the cycle, you can't get out. You feel like you can't get out of it. And,
And then
whenever
you
I
feel as well, don't you? The only good thing about you is that you're a good teacher. So
Mhm.
you like spiral into it more, don't you? Like, well, if I'm only a good teacher, I'll sacrifice everything else to keep
Mhm.
being a good teacher, because if I'm not a good teacher, I've got nothing left.
Yeah, I will be the best teacher there was, but inside you're dying, like, you're so tired, and, like, whenever you get in from school, say if you want to go for a walk or you want to cook something for yourself that's nice, or I don't know, even down to housework. I have mentioned Mel Robbins before, her 5 4 3 2 1. When I get even now, when we're finished this, I have to go on the bike. I have to, or sorry, I'm going to go to the gym just to walk on the treadmill. And I will say to myself, Mark, 5 4 3 2, get up.
Yeah.
If I don't get up before 1, it's not going to happen. But I'll get into the routine of doing that so that I will get on with it rather than just sitting. Because I was teaching today and I'm actually tired, but I still have a bit of life in me. But whenever
Uh,
you're in it and you've got all the deadlines coming up, I always used to think when's data due. Like, and now at this time of the year, it'll be school reports. They'll be
oh
coming up
yeah.
soon. They'll
Parents'
be coming up
evening,
soon.
school reports, it's all building now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just a killer.
If anyone's listening to this now, the best thing I ever did when it came to school reports was, and I started about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I would, I didn't do them over Easter. It was too early.
Yeah.
And some people do, some people do. I would split them up. I would see when the date is you need to hand them in and say, right, I've got X number of weeks. I'm going to do 2 or 3 a week, probably more than that, to get them done. And what I would say was, I know people are going to fry me when I say this. You can actually go onto my website and download for free prompts to put into ChatGPT, not to write the report for you. You can get it to do that, but to help you come up with a list of ideas, a list of statements, and then you can personalize it all you want to save time. But I would sit with my TA and I'd say, right, you take half the class and just write down what I give her time during the school day. Write down one good memory of you thinking
Yeah.
for that child, blah, blah, and that would give me something else to put into the report. But yeah, split it up into small chunks. Is that quote like if you want to eat an elephant, it's just one bite at a time? So just split it into small chunks. Do it now. Plan it out so that it's not like, oh my goodness, oh shit, I've got like a week to go and I've done none of them. But you'll be constantly thinking about it all the time. Reports, 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 reports. You should be
Oh,
doing
it's mad. Sometimes you just got to eat that frog, haven't you, and say, do you know what?
reports.
I'm gonna do it. Like, you've got to eat the frog, you've got to get it done and just bite the bullet. But I think that way you're talking about this, maybe. Like, I used to, it's a bit different because mine were older, so you could do a bit more structure maybe than you could in early years. But I used to have, for maths, English, and every subject, three tops, three middles, three bottoms. And because I stayed in year five for most of the years, stayed exactly the same every year. And all I used
Mhm,
to do was get the children's lists of where they were and go, okay, you're the you're the top kind of ones. You're in the exceeding expectations. Right, let's get the top ones. Bang. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 3.
mhm,
1 2 3. 1 2 3. That'd be done. That'd be the maths done. Next, you're the on tracks. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. And the only thing I would write personal is the um, personal comment at the end. I'd
mhm,
sit and I'd think about the kid and I'd make the small paragraph on them. But I stopped caring about reports when I went round to one of my mates and he had it. he had like a 6-year-old at the time. And obviously I just qualified as a teacher and he was like, oh, read the report, how well she's done. And I was like, oh, okay. And I had it and I was reading it. And he was like, what are you doing? Just skip to the end. Just read the personal bit. The other bits, don't even read it. And I was like, oh, why? He was like, I don't read it. Like I just the end bit, that's the only bit that matters. And I was like, okay, like
Oh, that's
I'm not
it.
bothered about this. Like if you're not. So I took it from that attitude of like a lot of the parents won't read like every paragraph, when they might do
No.
now, maybe some schools have reduced it to be a bit better. Ours used to
Hmm.
be like 4 or 5 pages at one point, I think.
Yeah,
Do you know,
mine
like
was back in the day.
big paragraphs,
Hmm.
parents grabbing it all, turning to the back and saying, does this teacher know my child?
Yeah, yeah,
Reading the comment, and that's all they care about. So I used to go on that, and
100%.
I think that's the mindset that every teacher should be in. Don't kill yourself over reports. Get them done as easy as possible.
Hmm.
Just don't skimp on the personal comment. Give
Yeah.
them that
Mhm.
time, blag the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. And that means you'll get time back for you as well. And when you've got time back for you, especially after school, it actually does pay off when you're in the
Yeah.
classroom because you actually want to be there. Whereas when you have no time for you and you're always exhausted, you might not want to admit it to yourself, but you don't want to be there. And you're counting down for the holidays, counting down for this. So you can have a life after 3:30. You can do these things for you, but it's about doing little bits at a time. Like, don't think about, say, if you're thinking about us, you listen to us going, oh, look, it's all right for them to go off and gallivant and go to the gym or go for a walk. No, no, that took ages to put into place. It's just doing it
Oh,
one day at a
God,
time
yeah.
and trying to pick that after school slump. Trying to, how do you pick yourself up out of it and just get on with it? But I always just, like I say, out the door at 4:30, set myself a time. When I set myself a time, it had to be done. Yeah, I was like, no, I want to be out there. One day a week it was at the beginning, 4:30, let's go. And I got it. And then you're able then to like sift through the crap that you don't need to do. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
And that's the key with it all, isn't it? It's taking all a bit of the time. But I think if you are at this Easter holidays and you're absolutely exhausted, and well, every teacher's going to be exhausted. But if you feel like, do you know what, I'm just blobbing and I've like just work, 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 work without a life, and now I'm blobbing, and then I'll go back for summer and work, 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 work. Well, something's got to change.
Hmm.
Start putting yourself first. Tiny little things at the beginning. I know, Dan, if people reach out to you on Instagram or Facebook, you'll always give them the time of day to help them with it. If they
Hmm.
reach out to me, I'll always give them the time of day and chat and talk. And to me, I think it's just sometimes just setting yourself those little ones. Even like you were talking about the elephant, it always reminds me about when you lose weight. Like when I went on my weight loss journey, when you went on your weight loss journey, yes, might have lost these big numbers, but we haven't
Mm.
really. We've just lost a pound. And
Yeah,
then once you've lost that pound, you lose the next pound.
yeah,
And then you lose a pound. And that's all you have to focus if you're in a bit of a rubbish way, whether it's with weight, whether it's with work life balance, whether it's with sleep, whether it's whatever. It's just doing a little bit. And then
yeah,
once
a
you've
little
done a
bit
little
at a
bit,
time and
then
often.
that's it. But no, I think it's probably a good place for us to wrap it up. Hopefully everyone's enjoying 2 a week. We're starting to get
Hmm.
back in the groove with it, which is good
Absolutely.
and nice. And yeah, if you're listening, shoot us a review, shoot us a 5 stars. It's always appreciated. Helps us grow it. And yeah, we'll catch you all next week while you'll still be in Easter holidays.
Enjoy your holidays. Bye.
Bye now.